about when Health and Human Services Secretary Kathleen Sebelius first learned about the mountain of problems with the Obamacare rollout, and, more importantly maybe, when the president knew about it. Amid calls for her resignation, the secretary insisting the president did not know about any glitches until after the website launched. Listen to this.
The president did say that he was angry at this. I mean, do you know when he first knew that there was a problem?
Well, I think it became clear fairly early on, the first couple of days. That
So not before that, though? Not before October 1st? There was no concern at that point, either in the White House or at HHS?
I think that we talked about having testing going forward.
Mark Thiessen, fellow at the American Enterprise Institute, a Washington Post columnist and former speechwriter for President Bush. Simon Rosenberg is the president and founder of the New Democrat Network. He's also a former Clinton campaign advisor. Gentlemen, thanks so much for being here. Simon, a senior administration official had this quote today: Obama has had a level of skin in this game that's been underreported. This isn't a problem that crept up on him. He has been very focused on it for a long time. He understood the importance of it. Simon, this is the signature domestic issue of this president of the United States. Are we as Americans to believe that he did not know that this website was having trouble days before it launched?
That's what the administration said, so I'm going to take them at face value because I don't know better than they do. And so I think that it would be completely conceivable, given the enormity of his job, that he would not have been briefed about one piece of the Obamacare rollout, and it's important to recognize this is only one piece.
The central piece, piece on whether or not this actually works. This is his signature domestic issue.
I understand. Yeah, and it's possible, based on what Kathleen Sebelius said, that she didn't know and the senior folks at HHS didn't know.
Well, wouldn't
now
they
the
be
question
fired
is.
Then?
No. Actually, no. The answer is no, because we want them to go fix it. That's the priority.
Well, no,
it's not. No, Gretchen, I'm answering your question. Gretchen, I'm answering your question. Okay. The answer is no. I don't think they should be fired. I think the priority now is to fix this so Americans can get better. The people who don't have health insurance can get it. I think that's what they're trying to do.
Well, Mark, in the private realm, will not be fired with this rollout.
Oh, in the private sector, she'd be gone already. I mean, this is absurd. This is the woman who's in charge of the rollout of this product, and it's an absolute debacle. So she's responsible for it. She's the official who's responsible. I mean, the fact that she hasn't offered her resignation discredits her to begin with. But then, if she didn't tell her boss, the President of the United States, that his signature legislative achievement is going to implode in a few days. If you think the implementation of Obamacare is awful, that's what a terrible job she's done for her own boss.
But that's assuming that's assuming she knew about it and that she chose not to tell him. What if, in fact, the president knew? And do you believe the president knew?
Oh, I think he probably knew, or he had to have known. I mean, Simon gives them a lot more credit. They're trying to protect their boss. But my gosh, if the president didn't know, if he wasn't paying attention, and the secretary of HHS didn't know, and she wasn't paying attention, and this thing just crept up on them, I mean, talk about, and these people want to run the health care of millions of Americans. They can't manage the implementation of a website. I mean, what a debacle this is.
Maybe we should call in the Super Bowl champion Baltimore Ravens to help us out, because they are now, even though the NFL had advised teams to not go along with helping to promote Obamacare, although asked many times by this administration, the Baltimore Ravens have now, they are now using $130,000 of taxpayer federal money to do just that. Simon, is this the reason why the Ravens are 3-4 this season?
Well, as a Giants fan, I would take 3 and 4 right now. But listen, it's common for the government to spend money on the NFL. The Army, the Navy, all the military spend tens of millions of dollars advertising in professional football, on television, inside the stadiums. This is common practice, right, between our government and some of the NFL football teams. I'm proud that the Ravens have stood up and said that they want people in their state to have affordable, quality health care. I think that was a good decision to make.
The owner of the is a Democrat. We should mention that he has given to Democratic causes, so that may be one reason why they're the only team thus far to decide to do this. And by the way, no NBA teams have decided to do it. Mark.
If the Ravens website to sell tickets worked the way the Obamacare website works, there'd be nobody in the stadium on Sunday. I mean, the problem with this isn't that the people don't know about it. The problem is it's broken. You can't overcome that with advertising. If people can't get on the website to buy insurance, there's no amount of advertising or endorsements that are going to overcome
Well, maybe
that.
if the Ravens fans are watching the report show on cable TV or looking at the Facebook and Twitter plugs for the team, they'll like Obamacare better. But that's where it stands right now in this sponsorship agreement. Gentlemen, I got to wrap it there. Thanks so much for your time.
Thanks so much. Thank you.
Thanks, Gretchen.
6 months